Welcome back, everyone, to episode 3. Now, we're going to be talking a lot about Tom MacDonald, another white rapper, as you will, but he's more of a Canadian rapper. He is very controversial because he talks a lot about stuff that a lot of rappers don't talk about these days. From politics to, the transgenders to the gays to other streamers. He talks about rappers. He talks about Eminem. Mac Miller and stuff like that. So we're gonna be talking a bit about Tom MacDonald today. I'm your host Malice with my co-host
Zombie Mom. Hi, welcome back, you guys. I hope you enjoyed our new episode with Eminem and Gen Z. So I guess let's get into this new topic. I'm excited to hear what's gonna happen.
All right, so let's get into it. Before we start, I gotta fix something on the thing there because it only says episode, but it doesn't say episode 3. Sorry for a little voice. I'm losing my voice.
Yeah, laughing too damn hard.
Yeah, we're laughing so damn hard before we started the stream. All right, so settings episode. Okay, save that. Boom, magic. All right, so let's get started with his first song, American Flags.
My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags.
I ain't never gonna pretend that I give a damn. Anybody who's offended, come get it, we throwing hands. Anybody not trying to make America great again. You a punk, you a clown, better know where I stand. I'm the white boy with the middle fingers in the air, dog.
We don't give a what.
100 white boys gonna hold me down anywhere, dog.
We think that you suck.
My patriots, the craziest. They ain't afraid of breaking fists on faces. If you really wanna taste of this, no safety tip. Just aim the stick and spray the clip. I pray you miss, cause if you don't, they gon' go wacko. Automatic gun smoke like tobacco. Never hit a lady, but it's pretty hard to tell if you're a girl or a they, them. There's these, that, those. I ain't never gonna take a knee for the anthem. Smack them, I don't give a damn, can't stand them. Gang full of randoms, fan with a handgun. Run up in your mansion, leave it all abandoned. I was raised.
Okay, before we go further, I just wanted to say something. First of all, Tom MacDonald has allowed everyone to use his music videos on any of your platforms. Like if you're trying to react to him or just doing podcasts with him, stuff like that. He actually allows us to use his videos out there. I find it a good way of promoting yourself out there without even having to lift a finger to promote yourself.
Yeah, and I like him because he's, his songs are always true and, what is going on in this world today. And, his music always has an upbeat.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only like his music's so good. We really should stop laughing before we do streams.
I know,
we have
our throat.
throat problems, I guess. What I was gonna say, his musics are very controversial. Like I said, it's and he has a good point. Like Americans have lost their way when it comes to their flag, when it comes to being patriots, what it means to love your country. Why is it that America is the only country that hates itself so much that they have to literally say, I hate the flag because of what it represented, 240 years ago during slavery. I'm sorry, but the flag that we have now is not the same ones that we had 240 years ago with the 13 colonies. It's not the same flag. This flag that we have now represents what we fight for, who we're fighting for, what we're trying to protect, family and friends. And also, there's 50 stars on it for 50 states of America. That's why we have the stars on there in the first place. It doesn't mean slavery. That's not what the American flag we have now means. That's the 13 colony flags. That's the one with the 13 stars. That is what the slavery flag was during that time, because there was only 13 colonies then. But we as Americans shouldn't hate our country. Why is it that we hate our country, but other countries love their countries, even though they're the worst shitholes in the world.
Well, and two, like, the soldiers and the people that fight for America, hate them too. We don't even, us Americans, like, our government don't even take care of our veterans, the people that actually fought really hard for our country. And with I stand firmly, with the American flag. Like, I think you got to respect it because it's something that you should be grateful for, that America is somewhat a free country in that sense of, yes, I'm not talking by law. I mean, there's of course restrictions, there's a law for everything. But I'm saying, like, how many people have thrown away good food because it's so-called spoiled, you know, um kids eat free, things like that. We should be grateful for that. We are not living in a country where everything is stricken and you're deprived of things and things like that. There's a lot of freedom that we have as Americans.
Right, and the saddest part is that a lot of people that come here from other countries that do it legally, they actually are their hardcore patriots, because when they actually come here, they do the flag. They understand what it means to work hard. They understand what it means to bust their ass and to contribute to this country. But the saddest part is a lot of Americans can't even do that. A lot of Americans don't want to do that. It's because of the propaganda and the bullshit that's always on the news.
Yeah, exactly.
To be brave to the grave, United States. We love the country that they've been corrupting. Go woke and go broker if you ain't awake.
My people love this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American
Got that
flags.
AKA all Draco, leave you stankin', break your ankles. I'm not hearing what you saying. Hit the pavement, now you seeing angels. It get dangerous, go against the Patriots. Got all the bangers. Take a look inside my closet. You gon' see way more than hangers, hammers, like I do construction. Ammo, I'ma shoot at something. Why you think we own these guns? So we could just go do some hunting. You must not pay close attention. Government, they want division. Only treason if you lose. I guarantee we come out winning. Let my flag fly high like eagles. I would die for all my people. You can't change me with procedures. I'm about freedom, you about evil. Leave you hanging from the ceiling like chandeliers in cathedrals. Never have the safety on, and when we run out, we just
My
reload.
people love this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. Every time we pull up, you see stars, you see stripes, you see flags on the cars and the trucks and the bikes. Every time we pull up, we go hard, we outside, we got flags on our arms that are tatted there for life. Every time we pull up, we don't care if you mad. We cherish this land, the haters can get buried in rags. They set fire to old glory, turning fabric to ash. But every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags.
All right, so that was Tom MacDonald's American Flags, and I gotta say, it's one of my favorite songs from Tom MacDonald because the beat's pretty damn awesome. But
Yeah, definitely.
also the fact that they make a good point in that song about that we shouldn't be afraid to love our country, to love our flag, to show what it represents, because it does not represent slavery at all. It never has.
Grateful. Be grateful that we're in this country. Be grateful for the people that have served for our country, and love our country and respect and love everybody else.
Right. Like, what's even worse is that you go to other countries. and you burn their flag, they will beat your ass. You burn their Bibles, they'll beat your ass. If they have their national anthem playing and you kneel or whatever, they'll beat your ass. Because they take pride in their country, but like I said, America doesn't. You can kneel, you can burn the flag, you could turn it to ash like he was saying, and there would be no penalty for you. And the saddest part is we took out Pledge of Allegiance out of classrooms. We took God out of classrooms. We took, the scriptures and stuff out of schools because of this church and religious bullshit. There's nothing. The United States wasn't founded under the ideologies of hate or slavery or anything. This country, during the time when you had the 20-year-olds, which was Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, these guys were young. These guys, if you research it, how old these guys were, they were in their 20s when they created this country. 20-year-olds created this country. And they did such a good job about it.
Yeah.
And if you go back to there, they were not talking about creating this country for slavery. They didn't create this country under the pretense of man. They created this country under the pretense of God, religion, Christianity. That's what this country was founded under. So in our dollar bills, it even says, God, backed by God. I forgot what it says on the dollar bill.
In God we trust.
In God we trust. Thank you. The Pledge of Allegiance talks about, that this country is not a democracy. This country is a republic. It even says, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of Republic. So, I'm sorry. I'm dying with this fucking throat thing here. I guess it's because I ate something before I started streaming, and it's like all gargling in my throat. So yeah, that was Tom MacDonald's,
Yeah.
one of his
That's a good
songs.
song.
Yeah. We're going to play another one of his, which is No Lives Matter. This is one of his older songs. This was when like propaganda and the right and the left, the BLM, stuff like that was going crazy. So we'll play it.
Hip-hop diet is full of guys who cannot even rap. Facts. Media dividing us by colors, white or black. Facts. If you believe in Jesus, these days Christians get attacked. Facts. If you don't hate police, then everybody thinks you're whack.
And everything's so connected. Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it. Our social climate from the global tension turned to total violence and a whole depression. We could unify and then I'll go against them, but we let them divide us with votes and elections.
Hey, the music we bump, all about shooting guns and doing drugs. Hey, whoa.
The things that we want are promoted subliminally through the songs like, you need a fast car, you need designer clothes, you need a rap star to tell you to start popping pills, hit the blunt and go live at the club till you're broke. It's all controlled by the elites, put fake news all over our screens, convincing the right to go fight with the left and distract from the fact it's each other we need.
Divided by race and religion, segregated into teams. You a white supremacist. If you're not, I guess you Antifa.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
Freedom's dead. If you have an opinion, take it back.
Facts.
People hate the president. If you don't, then you trash.
Facts.
Indoctrinate the nation using news and mainstream rap. The government abuses us. It's all part of the plan.
And it's so confusing. Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but all lives matter ain't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans who don't feel included. All colors fall under laws to govern the whole country and we all suffer. We're all broke and nobody recovers until we accept that we're all brothers. Hey.
Okay, so that is a good point. Everybody forgets that we're in the same country together. We're a mixed culture society. We have mixed races from every culture from around the world. From every country, from every continent. Can't even say that word right. Continent. And yet, everybody has to say, well, I'm black, I matter more than you white people. Or I'm brown and I matter more than you Chinese people. Oh, last time I checked, when I cut myself, I bleed red. I don't know about all of you, but I bleed red. I breathe the same oxygen y'all do. I drink from the same water source you do. I eat from the same stores that you guys shop. I am no different as a Hispanic than y'all blacks, whites, Chinese, Asians, fucking dinosaur. I don't know what the fuck you are. This concept of, one race matters more than the other is a stupid concept because we all matter under the eyes of God. We all matter under the eyes of each other. I am not going to throw away like if a black guy needs help, I'm not gonna say, "Oh, that's a black guy. I'm not gonna help him." No, I'll give my chance to help this guy, just as much as a white guy or a Hispanic or Chinese. It doesn't matter. Race shouldn't matter because at the end of the day, there's only one race in this fucking world, and that's the human race. Y'all have different ethnicities, but your race is human. We should treat each other with love and compassion and stop treating each other like we're different skin color. Do you have to look at the skin color first more than you have to look at the someone's a human being?
Yeah, and I mean, especially too when they were talking about, back then, with the whole George Floyd thing, and the whole thing just started blowing up, with COVID and everything, especially when you sit here and want to defund the police. I mean, I know it's an old topic and everything like that, but without them, we won't have the structure, and the crimes rates won't be so high and things like that. And they're blue. Those are our brothers in blue, like our people that served in the military. We have to love one another to make the world a better place. And a lot of people have not done that. Everybody has shut down, and it's like school all over again. They have to have a different group, and if you're not in that group, you are not part of them, and you're not cool. And I just think that no matter what your background is, no matter what your
Ethnicity.
color is, no matter what, traditions you have, we are all human, and we all should love one another every chance we can get to help one another, especially because a lot of people out there, yes, don't want to be homeless, but they can't afford the things that you have. So why not just help them out? Don't shy away from that. And that's just what a lot of people have done is they think because you're trash, because you're homeless, or you're not the same color as them, we should not help. And that is the world today, and it's very sad.
It is, and what we were talking about in the last podcast or the last podcast, about feminism and stuff like that, MGTOW, whatnot, and also, talking about LGBTQ and stuff like that. We said in the past podcast that we don't give a fuck what you identify as. We don't give a fuck what you believe you are. We don't give a fuck, the things that you want to do. What we care about is, first of all, leave the kids alone. They have no part in this fucking adult stuff. That's an adult decision to make, okay? You're changing everything in your life to become something that is going to alter you physically, mentally, and emotionally. And it's not reversible. You can't reverse this. That's a decision you should make when you're 18. You should not force kids to do this when they're fucking 5, 6 years old, to castrate them and make them something that they're going to regret.
I mean, people have done it even when they're not even born, and they're in the mother's womb, saying that my child is,
They, them.
they, them. And it's like, your child does not have their own opinion because you're taking that from them. You should let them, when they're 18, decide who they want to be. If they want to be they're, trans, lesbian, bi, gay, it don't matter. As long as they decide when they're 18, they're old enough to make that decision. But when you're sitting there forcing it down their throats, you're taking it to school and forcing it down their throats. They don't know about God. I mean, a lot of kids don't even know about God. And that's sad because our school used to do the Pledge of Allegiance, like you said, Malice. They used to have scriptures on the wall. Church would be a main thing that kids would go to and know that there is a God that they can look up to. And yet it's been ripped from our children because of this whole different race or different genders or different whatever you guys want to put it as, and shove shit down our kids' throats where they don't need to be there.
Right, and what's even worse is that you can have the LGBTQ, you can have Pride, you can have BLM, you can have all these flags, these religions. I'm gonna call them religions because that's how everybody's acting these identities to be, or religions. If you guys can have all this stuff, religions, in schools, then you should allow Christianity in schools. But if you say Christianity can't be in schools because it's a religion, then you shouldn't have your ideologies in schools. You shouldn't have your pride flags. You shouldn't have BLM, LGBTQ flags. You shouldn't have any of that stuff because in your ideology, those are your religion. You believe so highly on it.
Yeah.
Even in the Constitution is that you cannot have church and state. You can't. So if you guys don't want religion in schools, like they're doing in Louisiana, I think they are, where they're putting the Ten Commandments in schools, which I think is a good idea because if you can have your LGBTQ stuff and your other flags that you want to associate with, then I think you should have Christianity in there. I really do because
Yeah.
everybody forgets this is a Christian country. This country was founded on the beliefs of Christianity. Until we started allowing everybody to come in here and with their own religions, then everybody started taking away Christianity to replace it with, well, I don't want to offend someone else's religion. Isn't that the whole idea of sharing each other's ideas, sharing each other's emotional standpoints and traditions and stuff, is to learn from each other's religions and not shove it down each other's throats?
You know, we were raised under Jehovah's Witnesses, and you know, how do I explain this? We, as soon as we got older and understood what we were always listening to or what we saw and how a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses are hypocrites, um we we got away from that due to the fact of it wasn't right. You know, I believe there is a God. Yes. I believe there is Jesus. Yes. I believe demons, devils, things like that. Yes. But I don't need to put a name to my God. You know, I'm not atheist, Buddhist or anything like that. My son, he was born Catholic. Well, we baptized him Catholic, you know, but see me, I don't have a religion. I believe in God, and when everybody else tells me their religion, I listen. I don't, judge anybody in their religion and what they believe in because people judged us when we were growing up.
Music we
Oh God, you scared me. Um,
Sorry, wrong button.
um, we were judged when we were going to school as Jehovah's Witnesses. You couldn't put your hand on your heart to say the American flag. You could not celebrate birthdays, Christmas, Easter. You couldn't do what other kids did, and we lost a lot of being a child. The fact of course, our growing up was not what every kid should grow up to be, had in their kids' lives, but when it came to religion, we were shunned out a lot. We couldn't do things that kids should have done and been a kid. And when we decided to leave and not, you know, what practice Jehovah's Witnesses, we were looked down on, because we're not in that, religion anymore or whatever they call it now. But, we still have family members that are, Jehovah's Witnesses. And I'm not saying anything bad about it because that's what they do. That's what they love, that is for them. But for us, it's not, and like I said, as teenagers, having been put down because we were not practicing going to the Jehovah's Kingdom, the church thing and stuff like that. Um, it was hard on us as kids, and so yeah, I don't ever force a religion on any of my kids. If my son, he is very, very, front right of, I don't know if I said it right, but he is towards God and very, very, very towards God. He loves God. And my other son, he was not learned. It was not taught to him, because he was adopted by me, but he was not taught about God. And, it's sad because a lot of kids should know about God because, when they pray or, a lot of kids don't know. I know a lot of children and my son's friends don't know about God. And it's like, you have to give them something to look forward to, somebody to look towards if they're having a rough time. I know that I prayed a lot when I was growing up, and you know, it helped me through a lot of the hard times because I knew someone else, even though we never can't see God and things like that, but I knew someone was listening to me. And so that is why, putting religion back into school, of course, our flags back to school, to be grateful. These kids need to be grateful for what they have and that they're here for a reason.
Right. And the saddest part about the JWs, Jehovah's Witnesses, is the fact that, we, like you were saying, Zombie Mom, is that we got taken a lot of stuff that we couldn't do. We couldn't celebrate birthdays, holidays. We couldn't do anything, because to them it was considered blasphemy, or it was considered wrong or satanic, or they would call it worldly. Um,
Didn't even have friends.
we couldn't even have friends unless they were in the same congregation. We couldn't make friends with anybody else unless they were going to church or to the witness, to the kingdom hall is what they called it. And I always felt off growing up in that. I never felt like that's where I belonged. And I always
Exactly.
argued with, my parents and grandparents about it, because I'd always tell them, what's the point of all this? What's the point of God doing all this stuff if we're only human? We all make mistakes. We're not perfect and we'll never be perfect. God didn't create us to be perfect beings. God created us to be humans. Um, we were a different type of creation that He created, and I'm not a Christian. I'm not nothing. I like Zombie Mom. I don't have a religion. I believe in a higher power. I believe that there's a God. I believe that there's angels. I believe in all that stuff. But there's nothing wrong with believing in that and having faith that there's an Almighty up there that created everything, because you have to have something to believe in, because what are you if you don't have anything? We are human beings. We did not come from nothing. Something had to be created for us to be something.
And I know a lot of people, um, believe in science more than God. And, whatever you believe in, as long as you believe in something. But, like I said, we should never force our children to do something because you're doing it. You know what I mean? If we had a choice when we were younger, we would not have gone. We would not have been associated towards Jehovah's Witnesses.
Like I was saying,
Sorry,
we had technical difficulties. My cat, we heard a thump, and I was wondering what it was. But as I was saying before, I don't know if you guys heard it, but I was talking about the religions of Jehovah's Witnesses, and the things that we couldn't do. We couldn't celebrate holidays or go to birthdays. We couldn't even celebrate our own birthday, and we couldn't make friends unless they were in the same congregation. And the saddest thing is that when we grew up, we didn't have a lot growing up. We didn't have much to our names as kids growing up. We actually had to grow up pretty fast for a lot of reasons. But back to these kids and stuff like that, is like, we cannot force our ideologies on kids as adults. We should let them be kids, let them grow up to experience the world like we did, we shouldn't force them at a young age. We shouldn't do any of that stuff because it's not our right as human beings to do that. You know, God will lead these kids, or if you don't believe in God, that's fine. If you're an atheist, it's fine. But just let your kids be. Let them grow up to be whoever they want to be. Let them grow up to experience life.
Let them have a chance to find their way. And, you know, like Malice was saying, you know, secretly we celebrated our own birthdays.
Yeah, we did.
You know, we couldn't let our parents know or grandparents know. We had to secretly do it ourselves. You know, and that was the sad part. We didn't have things growing up like birthday parties like every kid wanted, and Christmas, and believed in Santa and Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy. We didn't have none of that. And that is why we say, please just let your kids be kids and let them enjoy that freedom, you know?
Yeah, definitely. We just gotta give our kids a chance to experience life. Just give them a chance to experience life. Give them a chance to experience things that, you know, maybe we didn't get to experience, and we shouldn't take that away from kids.
Exactly.
You know.
But like I said, let's
finish
their song.
Make all about big booties and getting paid. Hey, whoa. We watch the news and it fills up our brains with violence and riots and race. Like this is a race war. You need to hate more. Get what you came for. You need some songs about Xanax and violence so you can escape more. What a vicious cycle we can't break away from. They control the culture, they control the paper. They're indoctrinating a whole generation till the patriots start to hate the nation. The music we love make us dumb and addicted. The news that we watch is brainwashing the children. The viruses, riots, and racist conditions ain't problems, they're symptoms of life in the system.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
The music will make you dumb. The media makes you hate. And they control them both. There ain't no escape. They put the world in a state of chaos. Economy crashing and massive layoffs. Black against white or it's left versus right. Divide and conquer and control is the payoff.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
Yeah, this was another good song that he did because, you know, he's talking about like everybody should understand that everybody matters and everybody should be loving one another no matter what.
Right, and you know, we shouldn't let the media, we shouldn't let society or social media or any of that stuff get in between of who we are as human beings, as Americans. You know, the saddest truth is that the news media used to be on the side of the American people. It used to be on the side of the people until they started getting gritty with their money and started getting paid off by, you know, a lot of globalist assholes who wanted to control the media and put propaganda in people's brains to make them brainwashed into believing that you have to be a side. Why? You know, I'm not going to get into our voting habits or anything like that, but you know, there was a lot of good presidents and there was a lot of dumbass presidents, and you know, they control the whole nation. Yeah, true and all, but we control our lives. We decide what we want to do with our lives. We decide what we you know, have faith in, or what schools we go to, what money we spend on. That's our lives. We shouldn't let anybody control that.
And that's called freedom.
That's called freedom, right? And you know, we're one of few countries out there that actually have the freedom in the society that we have. But the thing is that we are the only country in the world that has the Declaration of Independence, that has the Constitution, that has the Bill of Rights, that has the amendments. We're the only country that has that. We're the only country that actually puts the citizens first. And the thing is, the country was not the amendments. Hi, Kiki. The amendments, the Constitution, all that was not meant for us. It was meant to keep government in check, to make sure that government doesn't have the power, the overreach to do what they do in our country. It's not meant for us because we were given God's amendments. We were given God's Constitution. That's the Ten Commandments. That was our job, was to follow the Ten Commandments. The government was supposed to follow the rules of the people. The world is ruled by us, not by the government, but the government has this overreach because they make millions and billions of dollars. They use our taxpayer money to fund wars, to fund genocides, to fund this stuff that's in Israel, for example, okay? The stuff that's happening in Israel with Palestine is fucked up. Okay, it's really fucked up. And let me tell you why. Okay, Palestine, I know everybody's going to say, well, you're this hater, you're that hater. Okay, I'm just going to explain to you that Israel, that was not a country until literally recently. Until I think it was like the 1940s. That's when it became an actual official country. Palestine has always been there. And Israel, became the way it was because of the Jews, because of, guess who? Adolf Hitler. Bad man with this killing a lot of Jews. But that country belonged to the Palestinians. It didn't belong to the Jews at first. But see, Palestine was a really gorgeous country.
Yeah.
Before this bullshit that happened, that's going on right now, Palestine was a very gorgeous place to live. There is pictures you could find on the internet that shows before the whole incident happened. The ocean's front was beautiful. The houses were beautiful. There were schools. There was all this other stuff. And then until this shit happened. Now, whoever started it first, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that we're having this genocide for what? For what? And the same thing with what's going on right now with Ukraine and Russia. How did that start? Does anybody know the truth of why it started? Does anybody know who started it first? Well, I know, but I'm not going to talk about this in this video. But the stuff that's going on is that, there's so much hate in this world. Why do we have to continue doing it just because other people do it? If a black man hates a white guy, why do we have to support the black guy for hating the white guy because of what happened to his ancestors or whatever in the past that happened with slavery? Why is a white man being blamed for something that he didn't do because he was born this time? See, that you have to be logical when you talk about stuff like this. You got to be logical when you understand the situations that's going on. We're this whole generation from blacks, whites, Mexican, all that, we're a new generation. We didn't grow up in slavery because it was abolished under Abraham Lincoln. He ended slavery. A white man. Can you believe that? A white man ended slavery. Mm-hmm. Who stopped this hate between blacks and whites? It was a black man who stopped that. That was Martin Luther King Jr. You want to know something funny? Who killed Abraham Lincoln? It was a white dude, a Democratic white dude. Who killed Martin Luther King? Shot him in the head. It was a black man who killed him. So it doesn't matter about race. That we're killing each other based on the solely of what? Why? Because of our skin color? If I meet a black guy and he wants to attack me, his ideologies and mine could be the same. He probably believes in God and everything like that. I do too. But we also have the right to preserve our lives. We shouldn't just put our hands down and, like, sorry to say, back to Jehovah's Witnesses, they say that if you can't own a firearm to protect yourself, I'm sorry, that is kind of stupid. If someone's going to come into my house, try to kill me, I'm going to have the right to defend myself. That is the constitutional way. That's also a God-given right.
Exactly.
But, I don't know. Society's fucked up.
I agree with everything because, like I said, it's just, we have our independence and our Constitution for a reason. And, when Congress or government or anybody's trying to take it away, it's not their right to take it away, and we should definitely be more assertive when it comes to our rights. you know. Um and like we said in the beginning, our children need to know God and need to know why our flag goes high and why we should be grateful for it. And that's my opinion.
Right. And not only teach our kids about the Constitution, teach our kids about, morals, teach our kids about respect,
Exactly.
teach our kids about right and wrong, good and bad, evil and good, and stuff like that. But we're so far that parents don't even know what their kids are being taught anymore. The government owns that. They own the schools, and they're teaching kids bullshit, and they're not telling the kids to tell their parents what they've taught. They tell them, don't tell your parents, don't tell your parents, which is wrong. Because if schools forget, who pays for the fucking schools in the first place? It's taxpayers. We pay for schools. If every taxpayer decides to stop, there'll be no schools. There'll be no education. I think we should destroy the I think we should destroy the Department of Education because it's not doing anything beneficial for our country. I think every state should have the rights for the educations, you know, which would probably benefit the schools better.
Yep,
State funded schools will be a lot better than government funded schools
I agree.
because that means that our money is going to something for our kids. That means the money that we have will go towards something great and not just for every other state to fund something that we don't believe in.
Well, and too, like, I mean, if you think about it, when our schools need things and things like that, what's going on is our roads are getting, or new buildings are getting up, but our schools are not getting what they need. And I think that's what is really ridiculous is that our schools needing books, our schools needing new laptops, our schools needing new teachers. I mean, to even give our teachers more money to educate our students and our children, they're not getting that because new buildings and new things are going up. And it's like, if you could do that, why can't you fund the schools? And it's not like that. And that is why our children are failing in our schools.
Right. And like you were talking about the roads and stuff like that. Like, okay, we live in Arizona. And our roads in Arizona are the worst here in Arizona. Like, it's the worst because of the sun beating down on us 24/7, 7 days a week out of the whole fucking year. Okay, the only time we actually get some weather or some anything cloudy is either monsoon season or wintertime. But even then, our roads are being destroyed. Our school infrastructures are being shit. You know,
They're closing down a lot.
they're closing a
lot of
lot of schools
schools are
down and they're
doing that.
combining them with other schools. So you
And they
have
can't even afford to have schools running. They have to combine them all.
right, and you're putting 75 kids in one classroom for one teacher to teach 75 kids.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, there's probably half of those, or 25% of those kids, 25 kids can't understand because they're slow or they have
Learning
ADHD.
disability.
Yeah, a learning disability.
Hmm.
The thing is that we're my cat is so fucking weird. We're giving so much attention to bullshit buildings than we are doing anything else for our kids. Our kids are our future people. They're the ones who are gonna be taking over once we all fucking die. Their kids and our kids and their kids are gonna be taking over, and we're gonna leave our kids with shit.
Like I was talking to my son and he was failing in his classes. And he's like, Mom, I do my work, I turn in my work, but the teachers don't grade it. And when they grade it, they give me a bad grade on it and say it's late. But yet I turn it in on time, yet I do my best. And it's like, what's the point of turning in work? What's the point of doing it and going to school? And then he tells me that some of the teachers tell him, you don't need to go to college. Why would you express that to children and it says you don't need to go to college? You don't need to go to the military. No, that should be the best thing for these children is to go to either the military or go to college to get a big degree. Because nowadays, like we said in the beginning, you can't even get a good, decent job with a high school diploma nowadays. So it's like, why would they teachers that our money is going towards, you are sitting there putting our children down and saying that they are not going to become nothing. And so then all these children are dropping out. All these children are not doing what they need to do for school. And us parents are struggling to even keep them going and telling them you have to do the best you can because you don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. Because it sucks living paycheck to paycheck. It sucks having to worry about food and having to worry about your electricity bill if it's going to be shut off or not. And this is why I tell my children, please finish school and either go to college or go to the military. Do something with your life because you will be taken care of when you do, and this is why, I've moved my kids away from the districts, because it's just like, you're not teaching my kid what they need to learn,
Right.
you know?
And basically, what's even worse about it, like telling the kids not to go to college, it's like they're just getting money for free at that point. Just telling kids not to go to college because it's easy learning for them. They're like, well, we're just gonna throw packets at these kids and not actually teach them anything.
Or even on laptops.
Or even the
We
laptops.
didn't even have that growing up. We had to do everything pencil, paper, and get notebooks and having the books of geography and geometry and all of that crap, and reading to even do our book reports and things like that. These kids don't do that nowadays. Everything is due on a computer. And it's like, how is our children going to learn to write if you won't give it to them? They don't even teach cursive. They get mad at these kids that learn cursive. They say they don't have the time to read it. How can you sit here and not give our kids learning cursive? That is the most important thing.
It is,
and these
because
teachers
that's
become so lazy.
yeah, it's pure laziness because they're getting free money from the government, and that's what I mean. The government should stay out of schools. Government should stay out of churches. Government should stay out of fucking Americans' lives. Leave us the fuck alone. You have no business being in our lives. You have no business. Everything that you own, from computers to electronics to cell phones to internet connections, is all controlled by the government.
Exactly.
They control our lives. They can shut everything down, and guess what? We're fucked. But, and that's what I'm noticing too. Like, if you're anti-government, you're get attacked. If you're pro-government, you're left alone. Seriously? That is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
So we're going to play Tom MacDonald's last song, and then we're going to have one more song for you guys to listen to. And then we'll see what happens after that.
I'm the one that you hate for making America great, and I'm the one who's trying to build back better. We ain't the same. Yeah, you're right, there's a difference. Y'all are woke and we're awake. What a joke. Does white privilege have something to say? Your president drove the country into the ground. The crime rate is through the roof. There ain't no jobs to be found. Inflation going up, my kids need food in their mouths. You put the fake news on every TV screen in my house. Hold up, your president a racist, homophobic, tried to overthrow democracy and everybody knows it. He will never make America great again like the slogan. He a white supremacist, just like all of you who voted. That is not facts. All you woke morons do is talk trash. Drag queens in classrooms hate anyone who's not black. You're pro-white, you know that's what the Klan members are, right? You're anti-LGBTQ, then why they always on your mind? Bro, you're a boy, you're a girl, stop playing stupid. You screwing up the youth and all the children are our future. You don't care about the kids, look at all the school shootings. You're pro-gun, it's your fault, stop making those excuses. You think anyone who don't agree with you is just a bigot. You're a fascist, you're a Nazi. You just mad because you triggered. You're just jealous of the left because we're progressive and we're winning. Now I'm tripping that you won the election because you rigged it.
They put you on the left, they put you on the right. They tell you what to hate, then they tell you who to fight. Till you're screaming, screaming. They put you on the right, they put you on the left. They tell you who to hate, they do anything to get you screaming, screaming.
My president draining the swamp, we building walls. Your president opened the border for one and all. Now there's murderers and criminals evading the law, walking right into America, our safety is gone. Well, my president ended pandemic, saved the economy, and introduced legislation fighting for our equality. His son smokes crack, I don't care about that honestly. He's raising all our wages, he can't raise his children properly. You obviously pro-life, a woman's choice is your right. I feel like abortion is important and you don't like. You're treating it like birth control, you're treating them like your wife. I said that all lives matter and I also meant unborn life. You're so clever. Go.
Okay, so a lot to break down when he was talking about. You know, basically, this is what we were talking about before. It was this right and left nonsense. You know, this whole thing started when Trump went down the escalator for the first time and said that he's running for presidency. That's when people started getting into more politics because they're looking at a businessman running, and you have an old woman, which was Hillary Clinton, whose husband was a president, running at the time too. The funny thing is, hate the man and love the man, is that when he was, before he even said he was going to run for president, everybody loved Donald Trump. They sang about him, rap people sang about him. They had him on TV. They had him in wrestling. They had him everywhere. Mm-hmm. They had Donald Trump every single. People were saying, "I want to be like Donald Trump when I grow up," because he's a multi-billionaire. Everybody loved Donald Trump until he started running for president, and that's when everybody started attacking Donald Trump because he's an outsider and he's a businessman. Conservatives have a lot of faults, but so do fucking Democrats. Democrats are not. You guys are not the saints. Okay, you guys are not the saviors of this country. You guys were not even supposed to be existing under the during when the United States were being created. But you guys were the ones, and I'm sorry to say this, as Democrats. I know a lot of liberal, old school Democrats that are really good people, and they agree with a lot of what Donald Trump's saying, even with what Tom MacDonald was saying. But you guys got to realize something too, that Democrats, you guys don't really have a good history with the creation of KKK. Sorry to say, but the KKK was founded by Democrats. Slavery. Guess who fought really hard to keep slavery? It was the Democrats. And the right, the Republicans, they were fighting to end slavery, which thankfully Abraham Lincoln did. And the KKK was abolished thanks to a lot of Republicans wanted to end it. But you guys still think that because a lot of white Americans love Donald Trump, they're racist, fascist, and all this other stuff. Okay, but there is a lot of blacks, a lot of Mexicans, a lot of Asians, a lot of Puerto Ricans, a lot of Germans, British people. British people are putting signs out there saying we need Donald Trump back. Russians, every country right now is begging for Donald Trump to come back. Why do you think that is if he's the most hated man in this country? Because he's not. He's not the most hated man in this country. It's just because the media says that he is. But he's really not.
He's the most upright and blunt president that we've had. And that is why a lot of people don't like him, because he does not hide behind other people.
Right.
He shows who he really is, and he says what he really is thinking. And with President Trump, in my, how do I say it? My experience under Donald Trump was amazing. I had money in my account that I haven't had in a long time with all these other presidents. I didn't have to worry about my bills. I wasn't stressed out, and with Donald Trump, and, he's going to be president in 2024. Like, everybody needs to wake up and really see what is really happening out there, because, with Biden, what the hell did he done for us? He hasn't done jack shit except raised our economy and make it so fucking bad for everybody to be struggling. You know, and
$200 billion for Ukraine. That $200 billion could have built multiple walls, could have gave each homeless person in America $2 million. Gave vets $2 million. And it could have fixed the infrastructure in the whole country, could have repaired buildings in this whole country. That money that we spent in Ukraine could have been so much for Americans. But he rather sent it to his lover, Zelensky.
we're not thought of when it comes to President Biden. We are not, us Americans are not thought of because he does not care for the people that actually are here and struggling, you know. And I know that a lot of the American people that did vote for Biden, I know that they are regretting it to this day, you know. And I mean, like I said, we need Trump back, and he's going to make America great once again.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody needs to understand this. We're close to World War III. I don't care how stupid you are or how smart you are. I don't care how intelligent you are or how awake you are. Look at the fucking facts. Look at what's going on right now in Germany or in Russia. There was an attack in fucking Russia. If Putin wanted to, he could have annihilated Zelensky a long time ago. But he's not stupid enough to start World War III because of the situation that America's in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump, Putin has so many allies. He has Chinese allies. He has North Korea now. He also has allies from a lot of different countries because he's helping them with gas. If there was a World War III, y'all want to go to war? Y'all want to fight this war? You 18-year-olds to 26-year-olds, your asses are going to be drafted first. Or I think it was 18 to 29-year-olds. You're all going to be drafted first. And guess what? It's going to be women too. Women, ladies, y'all going to be drafted too. Is that what you want? To follow Biden? To go to war? For what? For what reason? What is the purpose of this war? What is the reason for the war that's going on in Ukraine right now? Does anybody know what's going on right now with this war in Ukraine? I bet you guys don't.
Reason? Nobody knows.
Nobody
the main
knows.
Reason of why this whole Russia and
Why Russia attacked Ukraine.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to fight for that? Or would you rather have a president that says, I'm not going to go to war, I'm going to end wars, we're going to have peace back in the Middle East like he did when he was in 2016 when he was president? Donald Trump's going to fight for peace. He's going to fight to make sure we have peace so none of you go to war. Do you guys really want to go to war that badly? Do you guys really want to die? Have you guys seen the shit that's on X? Have you guys seen the news lately about the war that's going on in Ukraine? Men getting exploded. Women too? Because guess what? Zelensky is now drafting women. And men that are 65 and 50 to 65 years old. They're getting blown up in bits and pieces. You guys want that? You guys want to do that too? Because guess what? It's not going to be fought in another far off country. It's going to be fought here in America. You guys going to be prepared for that too? And what happens when all our young people go to draft to go to war? You know who's going to be left here? All the illegals. All the criminal illegals are going to be here. While all our young kids are going to go to war. What does that tell you? It's called replacement theory. Look it up. Look up what the replacement theory is. That's what Biden wants to do. And you guys want to sit here and say that Trump is the bad man because of what? Because of his 34 indictments that are a sham? Classified documents? I'm sorry, he's the president of the United States. He declassified that shit just like Biden did. But guess what? Biden wasn't the president of the United fucking States. He was secretary and then he became vice president. Still didn't have the power. What about Obama? Are you guys going to go after him for declassifying and having classified information? Sorry, he's the president. He could do whatever the fuck he wants. So just think very clearly of what you want. If you hate Donald Trump, fine. But still vote for him so you don't go to war. Vote for him so you can have money in your pockets again. Instead of working 3 jobs. Mm-hmm. Instead of our inflation going higher, why not go lower so you can have more money to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yep.
What about gas? It's going lower now because guess what? He's using the last petroleum that we have. And because we're getting closer to the elections. It's what they always do every fucking 4 years. So think very clearly of what you want. Hate the guy, love the guy. Does not fucking matter. What matters is what is going to happen if Biden stays in power. You can kiss the United States of America goodbye. There'll be no more constitutions, no more Declaration of Independence, no more First Amendment, Second Amendment. That affects every single one of you libtards too. Just remember that. And so does the conservatives. It's going to affect every single person here in this country. And no matter what, you're going to be affected too if the deep state, the assholes who control this country, decides to take your rights away.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big mess that's going to happen, because if our rights get taken away, it's going to be mass chaos.
Right, it's going to be like, I don't know which country is the worst right now, but it's going to be like that country. Just think about the worst place to live, where you have no rights, no protection, police won't be there for you, you don't have weapons, you don't have anything, and someone could just come in and kill you and rape your kids or rape your wife, rape your dog. Just think about that. Is that the kind of world you want to live in? Because I fucking don't.
No, I don't either.
I would rather go to a country. I'd rather find a fucking island and live there than be in this country if Biden wins, which I'm not gonna do because it's my country. But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Go ahead, make your little memes while we're bringing home the soldiers who were in the Middle East. Okay, you brought the soldiers home, but then you burnt the flag and took a knee and left the men who fought for all our freedom homeless on the street. Build back better, there'll be violence and riots until you Bible thumpers learn to fall in line and trust the science. We ain't ever backing down from all you pedos and tyrants. The right is fighting the system, the left designed to divide us. And that is clown talk, all you got is mean tweets. It's free speech, call the cops, dog, you defunded the police. This country will be better off without all you freaks. This is America, homie, if you don't like it, you can leave.
They put you on the left, they put you on the right. They tell you what to hate, then they tell you who to fight. Till you're screaming, screaming. They put you on the right, they put you on the left. They tell you who to hate, they do anything to get you screaming, screaming.
No president will ever give a damn about the truth. It don't matter who's the winner, cause the people always lose. No president will ever break the system from inside. It's a deep state plan dividing us into sides. It don't matter if you're left, right, black, white, red, blue, conservative or liberal, rich, poor, me, you, Republican or Democrat, old, young, mean, cool. They promise us our freedom, but then all we get is free doom.
They put you on the left, they put you on the right. They tell you what to hate, then they tell you who to fight. Till you're screaming, screaming. They put you on the right, they put you on the left. They tell you who to hate, they do anything to get you screaming, screaming.
That is such a powerful song because how real it is and how true it is.
Right, it really is. Like, there's no, there's no way to define the stuff that is going on in our country today. And, all of you guys live it. From when you guys go to the gas station to buy something to eat on your way to work or to fill up your car, or even going to the store to buy something, to buy groceries. Just think about this real quick. Under Donald Trump, $200 can fill up your whole basket, your whole cart. $200. $200 now? Not even half.
Not even that.
Not even half.
No.
Is that what you guys want to do? Spend more money on food than spending money on things that are really necessary? What about eating healthy? 10 times more to eat healthy?
I was at a store yesterday and we're passing the fruits and stuff, and my boyfriend was just like, for a peach, $5. a pound. That's not even
It's like 2 peaches.
for fucking $5. And before it was like, 68 cents a pound, or I mean cheaper. I get scared too because we like bananas, and you know we get so scared to see if the bananas go $1, because right now they've always been 56 cents to 86 cents. It depends on where you go, and it's just like it's scary to even go to the grocery store because you're scared to look at the milk. Milk's $3 again. And eggs are expensive. Bacon, you can't even get fucking bacon unless it goes on sale or if it's a manager special or fucking rotten. I mean, it's so sad to go grocery shopping, especially when you have children and when you have kids. And let's say you're getting food stamps, but that's not even enough for the month because your children are home due to summer and they're growing up, so they're hungry every minute, and you're feeding them, and yet you go and you look and they're empty again. The refrigerator's empty again. The freezer's empty again. You're sitting here wondering how you're gonna make dinner. And then your check comes in that weekend, you pay that bill, and then you have to buy $200 of nothing.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't last for that weekend, and it's so hard, especially if you have animals. You have to feed them for a bag of, it's not even 50 pounds anymore for dog food. It's 47 pounds now for a bag of dog food for $24 to $30. And it's like, what the hell? They're not even putting what they should amount for the price that you're paying for it. It's less. And it's like, it's harder every day, especially for single parents, to even feed your children, to feed yourself. And I mean, you're single, you have only a cat, and it's still hard for you to feed yourself. You can't even get groceries because you got to make sure that your bills are paid and have electricity and things like that. And, it's just hard now. It's worse than it was. And a lot of people are not opening up and really seeing what's really happening out there. And that's what is very irritating, is that
Right.
really wake up and really look about your shit, because I bet you if you calculate what you have spent when Donald Trump was president for groceries to now, or bills now, I had to discontinue my trash can due to the fact that it was $100 for one trash can. One trash can. I couldn't even afford that.
And it used to be what, like $75 for 3 months?
It was cheaper than that. It was like $56 or $46 for 4 months, and then it kept going up and up and up, and now it's $100 for 4 months. And I mean, people are like, "Well, that's not bad. That's not bad," but it is bad because I can't afford that. I have to pay bills, and I got my children to take care of, and school's now around the corner, and I got to make sure they have school supplies and school clothes, and car if it breaks down and things like that. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna pay for $100 for a trash can for 3.5 months. Like, I'm not going to.
Right.
That could be towards my electricity bill.
Right. That's just, what's sad too is the fact that when you do go to grocery stores, you're finding things that are cheaper that are not even food. Like energy drinks, for example. It's cheaper than buying cases of soda sometimes.
A soda, like the generic sodas, are $1. But yet you want to sit there and drink healthy shit, sparkling waters and things like that, and it's like $5 for a bottle of sparkling water or whatever. And it's just like,
You have a choice: either you can eat healthy but spend more, or
like way more.
yeah, way more, or kill yourself and spend less by eating generic shit.
And then, fast food restaurants. We usually go to like Los Betos every other weekend or something like that. And that has gotten so high because before it would feed 4 of us for less than $50, like $46. Now, for 4 of us, it's about $70. And it's just burritos. You go to Subway, you gotta get so excited for Subway coupons because that's the easiest, cheapest way. It's like $36 for that. you
Right.
know, for 4 or 5 subs, you know, if you have coupons. And it's just so sad that how everything has gone so worse and worse. And it seems like every day you wake up, you don't want to wake up. And it's sad.
It is. It is really sad.
So what are we listening to?
So this song is from Trump Latinos, Last Hope. I haven't seen them, so we'll see how they go.
God save me, hold us in your arms, and don't you let us go. Trompitos our last hope, trompitos our last hope. God save me, hold us in your arms, and don't
Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna cut it. It's too techno-y in this.
I mean, we're grateful that they love Trump because they are for Trump and that's who we are. But they are good if you hear the other songs that they played. That was their newest song that we haven't heard yet. I guess we should have heard it before we put it on.
Yeah, we probably should have.
But their other songs and what they stand for is for Trump. And, you know, they're saying, hey, you know, we're Latinos. We're, you know, we're a different race. Well, not race, I mean different color. And even the blacks are for Trump. So, you know, yes, we really need to think about what we're going to do when this whole election comes up. And, you know, think about how you guys want to live your life after this election. You know, because I know I want peace and I want, you know, money in my pocket, and I want groceries to go down and gas to go down and life a little bit easier. And that's definitely going to be with Trump.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, when I lived in Texas, and I was with my roommate, my best friend, I should say, and that was during the time, that was in 2017. That's when Trump was, you know, still president and everything. And I gotta tell you right now that minimum wage in Texas where I was living was $11. We literally got a duplex, a really nice big 3-bedroom, 2-bath duplex, and we were able to live off that. I was able to build my PC, saved up money every month. I was able to get a car. I was able to do a lot of stuff during the time of Trump presidency. Now, I barely can save enough money every week for the next week to make sure I have enough for bills, or even just to get myself something to eat just for that day. And, you know, I may be single and all, but it doesn't fucking matter. If I had someone extra to live with me, paying half the bills, we wouldn't be struggling as bad. But that's just not how it works, you know?
And two, like, you know, what you were saying when Trump was president, you know, Christmas was a lot of presents. Christmas was, you know, it was easy to get things. It was cheaper to get things. We didn't have to worry about it. And now I dread the holidays because it's just like, oh God, how am I going to afford Christmas? How am I going to afford birthdays? How am I going to afford, you know, all of these things, especially with teenagers, you know, because they want more and, you know, they're older. And it's just like, you know, I'm ready to just be at peace and not stress out. And I don't even get sleep at nights because I'm worried about what bill to pay and how I'm going to pay it or whatever. And it's just like, it's so sad that we have to go through that. You know I'm not the only one that stays up in the middle of the night thinking and saying, okay, how am I going to pay this bill next week? What do I need to pay? You know, things like that. And it's so tiresome because you're 24/7 thinking about your life and in the situation you're in and how you could fix it and make it better, you know. And you know, like I said, we really need to really think about how this election is going to affect us and what and who we're going to decide to pick. And, you know, if we're going to pick the shit side or we're going to pick
The right
the
side.
side that is going to actually matter and make America great once again. And like I said with Trump, I'm all for Trump, and I'm always going to be for Trump. I think he's one of the best presidents we've had. And, I like that he's very blunt and honest about things, because a lot of presidents aren't. And, I'm a very blunt and open person too. So I just think that having a president like that will help America in so many ways.
Right, and the thing is too is what's scary is the fact that everybody says, "Well, why don't you work more jobs? Why don't you do this?" Okay, yeah, great, fine, fucking tastic. We'll work more jobs and we'll kill ourselves even faster. Can we go to college? Sure, but guess what? It requires money and resources to go to college. Money and resources we do not have. If we were, let's say, if back in 2017, if I decided to go to college, guess what? I would be able to do it. Because I had the resources, I had the financial gain, I had everything I needed to go to college because of under Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Under Biden, I'm sorry, I don't care what you guys say. I'm living it day to day. I'm living paycheck to paycheck,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm experiencing the bullshit that I'm experiencing under Biden.
And it
And you can tell the difference night and day, easy.
Yeah.
As soon as 2022 came around, that's when shit started getting worse and worse and worse. Bills started getting worse. Payments started getting worse. Financial stability started getting worse. Taxes started getting higher. I'm sorry, if the government could pay, if the government could print money out of their ass, why does American people have to pay taxes?
Exactly. Why rely on us if they can
Just print the
go,
fucking money.
especially go give other countries billions and trillions of dollars? Why the fuck are we paying taxes?
All right, and they say it's taxpayers' money, motherfucker. No, y'all printed that money to give it to the fucking Ukraine or to those wars. You didn't take it from us. You printed that shit. If you can print money, I mean, if you can give these, and then you go, I mean, it's $5,000 a fucking month. Why do we have to pay taxes?
Exactly.
Why? But of course, government doesn't care about the American people as long as they get the money. They're so greedy for a piece of paper that has pictures on it.
We could just print our own and color it with crayon.
I can get a piece of paper, color it with put a 10, and then put a face on it like a big bird, and then all this other stuff, and it'd be like, "There's my currency." It's no different than the fucking $10 bill that we have.
It's the malice currency and the zombie mama currency.
Yep, the Zom Malice currency.
I mean, like I said, I think that, I know this podcast is probably not as crazy interesting, but, we wanted to talk about, the different artist stats we have. We talked about Eminem and how he's very honest and blunt in who he is. And, now Tom McDonald, how he's opening people's eyes and realizing, hey, like, this is what's fucking happening, and this is how I'm gonna say it, and I think that's what people need to understand, is that, life is not what it used to be, but you have that choice to make it that way.
Right. And why does my political views matter in the end if when it comes to like me trying to make friends with someone who's a liberal? Why should my political views matter when it becomes to being friends with somebody that has different opinions? What should matter more is what I'm going to be willing to do for you as a human being. If you were in a situation, let's say you were stranded on the side of the road and you had a Biden sticker or Obama sticker or Hillary Clinton sticker, and you were stranded trying to wave someone down, you expect no matter who the fuck it is to stop for you to help you out. Because I guarantee you the ones who will stop to help you out don't give a shit about your political views, even if they're a conservative or a Republican.
Yeah.
Or even would a Democrat do that? Maybe. But if they saw your Trump sticker or anything, would they stop to help you? I don't know. I'm hoping they would. Because it seems like the left always have issues with the right more than the right has issues with the left.
And that's sad. It's like I said, race as well.
Right.
It just reminds me as race is that if you sit here and you see a black man that looks like a punk and, you know, dressed a different way, and you're not going to stop because you think it's a trap. What if he really needs your help? What if he's bleeding to death? You know, would you stop for a cop if they are fighting someone? Would you go help them? You know, I think as a human race, we should, no matter what, help the people in need and the people that are struggling, no matter what your situation is. You know, I mean, because honest to God, it doesn't matter the color, it does not matter who they are. I think as a human, you should stop and be there and help one another. It doesn't matter the situation, you know, and it's different if they're sitting there pointing a gun at you and it's road rage and, you know, yeah, book the shit out of it, like fucking leave. But if someone in need or someone is crying for help, why turn on them? You know what I mean? Because you're too scared, because you think that you shouldn't butt in.
Or they have a different political view.
If they have a different political view, if they're a different race, if they're a different color, if they're a different fucking alien, it don't matter, you know? Just go and help and be there for one another. Kindness goes a long ways in this world.
Right, and you know what's even sad is the fact that animals show more compassion towards other animals than humans show compassion to other humans. You know, I've seen videos of alligators helping out lions being attacked by hippos. I've seen eagles swoop in to help sparrows getting attacked by mountain lions. I've seen mountain lions attack bears trying to attack a sheep. Like, I've seen so many animals out there from different species of animals helping other animals being attacked by other animals, and yet humans cannot stop for a second to help another human being when they're in need or in trouble. Like, and it's not just race, it's not just, you know, your political backgrounds, it's not your religion, it's also gender. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, ladies, if a guy needs your help, help the guy. You know, don't say, oh, he's man enough, he can do it himself. Yeah, but, you know, a help is nice once in a while to be asked for it. It's nice to be asked, can I help you? It's nice to be asked, like, do you need my help? If he says no, then that's on him. But if he says yes, then help him out. You just, I don't know, made his day or made her day.
I mean, I've seen it, you know, where this guy's pushing a car by himself and nobody stops to go and do it. We've been in that situation where me and my boyfriend are pushing our car and nobody stops to help. And it's like, why, you know, did you grow up hating everybody? Because honest to God, like, it should be like helping no matter what. If you're in the side of the road, because I remember when we were growing up, someone was on the side of the road, or my dad, or our dad, or our nana would be on the side of the road, someone always stopped to help to see if we needed them. And nowadays, you look and, you know, I always tell my boyfriend, let's go stop. They might need a jump. They might need something, you know, and we do. And then sometimes they have kids in the back of the car, and we don't see that. And they have kids in the back of the car, and they're sweating with the windows down because the car is not working. You're coming home from groceries and you have water. Why don't you stop to go see if they need something?
Yeah.
You know, why don't you go say, hey, let's take the kids, like, where do you need to be dropped off? You know, yeah, you're going to have to jump in the back of the truck or whatever vehicle, but you need to have some kind of heart in this world to keep going, because a lot of people that don't have the heart, they don't go as far as they need to go, you know. And
You know, there's this thing that I've always told our father, that negativity kills. It is probably the most silent killer, and it's the fastest killer.
Yeah.
Because you'll spend your whole eternity being a negative Nancy or being negative, period, that no one wants to be around you and everybody will abandon you.
Yep.
And then it'll slowly kill you, because being alone in isolation is not gonna make anything better. It's not gonna make you happy. Yeah, you hate every single human, okay, but you're alone. And then you expect people to come to you and give you all this love and attention and everything, but you treated everybody like shit.
you know, and like, as the rich, how that saying is, the rich stays rich and the poor stays poor. I always told myself, if I ever become a millionaire and become somebody, my money would not be used for stupid, foolish things. I would be helping people out. I would want to have that opportunity to help the homeless, to help the children in need, St. Jude's kids. Those are the people I would help, because I don't know. I mean, I've been in those situations of being homeless. I've been in that situation of not having people to look for, like, to help look after me or things like that.
Yeah.
And I think that if I ever become something higher and bigger, money would not be an object of foolishness. It would be the object of helping others in need. And that would be my goal all the time, is every day to wake up and say, who needs my help? You know, because to this day, I mean, if someone comes to my door and says they're hungry and need food, I'm not going to say, oh, this is my food. Go find your own. No, let me make you something. Hey, I need a place to shower. Come, let's find you some clothes, some clean clothes, and shower. That is just who I am. I have a big heart, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. And I know a lot of people say that's the worst thing to do, is because people take advantage of you. I've had people take advantage of me and my kindness, but you know what? I don't regret every bit of it, because you know what? I'm the bigger person, and I helped out.
Right. And, sometimes it takes more. Sometimes it's morals that matter more than anything, because, we live in a world where that's how we were taught. It's morals. Know from right and wrong. Know what,
Yep.
you should do as a human being. Would you guys really allow someone, an old lady or old man on the side of the road, walking in the heat while you have air conditioning and water in your car, and you're just going to drive past this person? That just shows the kind of level of decency as a human being you are, that you're not willing to stop penalty. What about a kid? You're going to let a kid suffer on the side of the street? There's more children right now that are homeless, don't have a home, that are in foster care than anybody else, and yet no one wants to take care of these kids because they don't say they're too damn selfish. If I had the means, if I had the means and the financial stability and everything like that, I'd adopt at least a kid or two. And I'm a single fucking dude. But but the thing is that we as human beings forgot what it means to be human beings.
Yeah.
We forgot what it means, what God gave us: heart for love and a brain for logic, for us to understand what it means to be a human being. And a lot of people don't know what it means to really be under God, because you all want to believe that God is bad, God is this, God is that. Okay, but at the end of the day, we should always be compassionate to one another, regardless of the situation. Because we're at that point right now in life. How older you get, you don't have many options anymore. The more older you get, the more you're realizing that your options are very limited, and you're stuck.
Yeah.
Best way to getting unstuck is to do something about it. Like, if you have extra money in your pocket, why don't you go to a store, restaurant, get some bread, some sandwich meat, some cheese, some mayonnaise, some mustard, make a shitload of sandwiches, go to a place where you see a lot of homeless people and just feed homeless people. Not because you're doing it to get points for God or for this and that, but because you genuinely want to do something good for somebody.
And they would be grateful for a cold sandwich. And don't videotape it.
Right, don't
show
videotape
that,
it.
hey, look at guys, I'm feeding homeless people. Like, seriously. This should be out of the kindness of your heart. And that's the thing, is a lot of people on YouTube and things like that, they go, oh, look at, I'm feeding homeless people. Dude, you just did it out of views. That's why. You're not doing it for the heart, the love that you want to show people. And that's the thing, is nowadays it's just so saddened how this world has come to be hatred. Just so pure hatred for one another, and it should never be like that. I have two amazing people in my life, and they have helped me in many ways. One's older than me, and she is amazing, and never, not once, have ever complained to help me and my family out. And the other one I've known from high school, well, elementary through middle school, and been with her kids when they were young, and still with her and her kids, and she has helped us a lot as well. We do for each other, and that's how it should be. And that's why I tell everybody, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. We're always going to be there at a drop of a hat, because that's how it's supposed to be. That is how love is supposed to be for one another.
So, before we end this video, and you're right, we should always be there for each other and use love. Love is more powerful than hate. It's just harder because, there's so many challenges to love than there is hate. You hate, once you hate, you hate. With love, there's so many challenges because of trust and all this other stuff. But I have a question for you guys. If you could comment down below. Can you name me the 13 words that associate with love? There is 13 words that associate with love, that are powerful, that are dominating, and that they represent not only the love that you have for a human being, but also the love you have for your spouse, for your significant other. Find me 13 words, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong, because I know what they are. Because it took me a long time to find these 13 words that associates with love. And the last two, I think, are probably the ones that make people really scared. But the meaning behind them is not what you think. So if you guys can comment down below and name 13 words associate with love, and if you get it all right, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to give. Maybe I'll put you on the screen on the main video, have you on the bottom or something as a winning token or something. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. But
yeah.
Find me the 13 words, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Yeah, and like I said, we'll figure it out. Maybe the next video or the video after that, we'll plan something and give you a prize or something. We'll figure it out. We just got to talk about it. But yes, that was out of the blue.
I know.
Usually we talk about things, but I mean, that's a good one, because a lot of people don't know those 13 words, and love is the most heartfelt thing that we should all take in and not take for granted. But I'm glad that you guys all enjoy our videos. For all the people that have viewed us in Rumble and TikTok and YouTube, we are grateful for you guys. And
Just watching our video.
please, just if you could follow at least, that'd be great for us. And just share to people and family and everybody. So then as well, we like to have your comments. What you guys, your beliefs, and if you have your opinions, we want to hear everything and everything from you all. But please, like I said, follow, like, share. We would be very, very grateful for it. And maybe we can figure out other things to do so you guys can be involved as well. We're just hoping that you guys are enjoying this as much as we are communicating and talking to you all. And we're grateful for everybody that has followed and everybody that has watched us. We are very grateful for you. Thank you so much.
Right, and as she said, we do really appreciate your views. You guys taking the time out of your hands and your day to watch your videos. Yeah, well, maybe long sometimes, or they're not as interesting as you might like, or you probably feel like you need to say something. You guys have more freedom to say whatever you guys want to say on comments, And yeah, of course, like our videos. Let us know you guys are liking it. Let us know that you guys are watching at least. And of course follow. you know, if you do like our content, just follow. If it's something that's not for you, I can understand that. We're not gonna force you to follow, but you know, if you want to support us to make content better for you guys, to make it more interesting for you guys, your support does help a lot.
Yes.
And it gives us motivation to keep going, seeing you guys are interested in our, you know, concept.
Man, if you follow and comment or even give us something to talk about, we'd be grateful for that.
Oh yeah, that'd be more
I
power.
mean, telling us, hey, can you guys talk about this topic or this topic or things like that, we would definitely do that. And like I said, if you guys follow and things like that, shows us, hey, we're doing good. I know it's still new. This is our third episode, so yeah, it may be getting a little boring at times, but we are trying very hard to make it interesting. We got interesting topics coming up. And hopefully you guys can relate and hear more from you, and that's what we would love. Um, and thank you so much again for following and for
Liking.
liking our comments. I mean, liking our videos, and please comment. So that's what we want to see, your guys' comments. It don't matter what it is. Thank you so much again.
Right. And the last thing I'm going to say is, look, I hope you guys will be looking forward to the next episode 4. We have something a little bit different than politics this time. It's kind of our experience and something that's, you know, happened to us when we're younger or as we grow older. And it has nothing to do with politics, has nothing to do with, you know, families or drama or anything like that. It's actually a little bit different. All I could say is that these experiences that we had kind of gave us one hell of a heart attacks and fear.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. So, hope you guys liked. Love you guys very much. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, follow if you guys can. Comment down below. Let us know what you guys think. And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye. Love you.